Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Tiberian Sun. The Nod reunification war has ended. Hassan is dead. Kane has revealed that he is still alive, and with his Lieutenant Slavic, has taken full control over a newly united Brotherhood of Nod. Now, under their true leader, Nod can launch a true attack against GDI now that they're not fractured and fighting amongst themselves. And with that, we're going to switch over to the GDI campaign and see the fallout from that and just how our GDI heroes are going to try to respond to this resurgence of Nod, and they're launching attacks all over the planet.
Southwest Sector 9.
Someone jamming the secure channel, sir.
You'll come for the sunshine, but stay for the people.
What the hell is this? It's not possible. Punch up the main screen.
If I am cut, do I not bleed? It would be a sad error in judgment, General Solomon, to mistake me for a corpse.
My judgment is sound, Kane. And I'm not afraid of ghosts or you.
Perhaps you should be. I've seen the future. Our Tiberian future. And as you watch this battle just beginning to unfold, I've already seen the final act. It is my destiny to lead the way for all mankind.
Mankind has forgotten you, Kane.
Signal, sir. He's in the southwest.
Get me McNeil.
Chandra, you son of a bitch.
Solomon needs you. Kodiak's waiting.
General Solomon on secure channel 4.
Good to see you again, Mac. I wish it were under better circumstances.
It's a light show, all right.
It's more than that. It's Kane.
Sir?
We lost contact with Phoenix at 0800 Zulu. I'm not losing that base, Mac. I'll give you a squad of our best jump troopers to clear the way for your arrival. Good luck, Commander.
The game's afoot. Let's kick some ass.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Where the hell are those reinforcements?
Reinforcements have arrived. Incoming transmission.
It's not, sir. They came out of nowhere. We have to get back to the base and rebuild the refinery and barracks before they hit us again.
New construction options. Arrived.
I have always thought that everything about that is an awesome way to start the GDI campaign. That, where the hell are those reinforcements? Reinforcements have arrived, and just everything in the FMV cutscene too. I just think it's just such a perfect introduction to to the GDI campaign of Tiberian Sun. We've been introduced to McNeil, our player avatar for the GDI side, as well as his sidekick Chandra, and I forget the woman's name. She's a very, very minor character. And I remember reading that, I don't know if this is official or not, but I want to say that General Solomon is actually supposed to be the GDI commander that the player was in Tiberian Dawn. So the commander who was most responsible for defeating the Brotherhood of Nod in the First Tiberium War. If that's true, it would seem that all the intervening events have, shall we say, darkened him a bit. And we're getting tutorialized on how to play the game. But yeah, he's become a bit of a dark person, given how we saw the way he's manipulating Nod and, threatening Hassan with death if he fails to have Slavic eliminated. I guess you could imagine that fighting against the Brotherhood of Nod and seeing the Earth reduced to a Tiberium wasteland could kind of put a damper on somebody's disposition. But yeah, we now see that newly reunited under Kane's leadership, Brotherhood of Nod is now attacking all over the place, hitting GDI really hard. Now, if you move really fast, you can actually cross that bridge with a Wolverine before the meteor storm destroys it, but there's no reason to do so. There's nothing on the other side. It's just an empty island. So it's not like there's any cool secrets over there or anything. And as usual, Mission 1 is ridiculously easy. I don't know how you could possibly lose this mission. Alright. Explore in every direction. We see more of the, in my opinion, pretty well done kind of rural prefab villages scattered around the Tiberium wastelands. Only 11 miles to Zydeco's cafe. I think that said Zydeco. Hard to read at this size. As a reminder, I am playing in windowed mode for recording purposes, so everything looks really tiny to me. I do my best. But yeah, not exactly a whole lot of Nod forces to be had here. I guess Phoenix Base must have been very minimally manned and equipped in order to be overcome by such paltry Nod forces. But we got some reinforcements under the command of McNeil, so we're able to retake the base and drive Nod out of this region. What's this billboard say? Hair salon. Stop in at somebody's hair salon. Oh, looks like a destructible cliff. Hang on. Don't finish it off, I want to see what's here. Ah, it's an ancient Nod base from the First Tiberium War. That's cool. The scale is all goofed up, of course, with the infantry sprites being so much bigger. Alright, I thought I had done so, but apparently there's still something somewhere. Ah, there's a guy hiding behind this cliff, you coward. Get wrecked. Taking a little bit of liberties there. A single light soldier is not going to single-handedly defeat two cyborgs. But that's okay. I do like the drop pods that GDI uses. I think they're pretty cool. Alright, well, we're going to do one more GDI mission before hopping back over to the Nod campaign. So, here we go.
Nice job, McNeil. Nod is on the run. And I wish we could say the same for Phoenix. We just recovered this transmission.
Smile for the camera, Commander. We must look our best when the Brotherhood comes to visit. The least you could do is wear a tie.
That drug-dealing animal is...
King of the eye candy trade. He's been dealing that poison for years.
Looks to me like he's his own best customer.
Get back there, take out the SAM sites, then destroy the Nod base. The Ava unit has the data.
If you're wondering what some of those pauses are about, I'm muting myself before the cutscenes so I can increase the volume by a factor of 20 without causing my microphone to massively amplify a bunch of background noise and stuff, and then I unmute myself after the cutscenes. So that's what some of those weird little delays are about. Well, we've now been introduced to the third and last of the major Nod generals, the other three being Slavic, Hassan, who's now dead. That's General Vega, apparently a drug dealer who deals in a fictional drug called eye candy, which, as we'll see, is apparently ingested through the eye. Kind of a cool little bit of world building and lore there. So he's a total scumbag. And he has killed our fellow commander Phoenix, who got captured from that base after it was overrun, apparently. Anyhow, let's see what our next mission is all about.
The Nod forces that attacked our Phoenix base are in this sector. Their base must be destroyed in order to secure the region. However, there is a significant civilian population requiring evacuation. GDI transports will evacuate the civilians once all Nod SAM sites are destroyed. The Nod base can then be safely terminated.
Alright, so first destroy the SAM sites, then the civilians can be evacuated, then wipe out Nod. Very GDI sort of mission. Let's do it.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by. Reinforcements have arrived.
And I guess that's why we know that there's SAM sites that have to be destroyed, because they shot down our Orca transports that we were sending in to evacuate the civilians. Alright, we're getting tutorialized on how to deploy our MCV. The sound effect for the SAM sites is way cooler looking than the SAM site sound effect from Red Alert, which was just stupid and cartoony. At least this sounds like it has a really deep, kind of gritty sound to it. You know, like ridiculous cartoon noise. So we are being, well, I guess we already got introduced to our Wolverines in the previous mission as well, but these are our attack buggy equivalents, I guess. Or cyborg equivalent? I don't know, roughly equivalent to both, I suppose. They cost 500, which is at least more reasonable than the 600 that Rangers cost in Red Alert. Though honestly, they'd be even more worth it if they were 400 like Humvees were in Tib Dawn. If they were 400, they'd probably be a legitimately good unit. At 500, I feel that they're a little pricey. We can make disc throwers for like Grenadiers. They cost 200, so they are more expensive than Grenadiers, who are 160. They have a tendency to all explode in one giant fireball, so as far as I am concerned, they are worthless, and I will never be building any disc throwers. It's too bad, because they're quite versatile. They're good at destroying just about any kind of land unit, both infantry and vehicles, but when one explodes, all of them explode, so yeah. Won't be making any of those. Alright, I think that these infantry that I've been building will be a good enough defense, so next we're going to make another refinery. Continue our explorations. So yeah, I do think Wolverines are a little pricey at 500. Although arguably, since the cost of basic infantry has been raised to 120, in terms of proportions, it almost is as though they cost 400 like a Humvee did, so I guess that's fairly reasonable. They are pretty quick, so they're reasonable scouts. And much like Humvees, they're not bad against infantry, although 4 light infantry, I believe, will overcome a single Wolverine, but they're obviously more durable than infantry, as well as being fast, so they're not a terrible unit. Now, Ava told us that there is a significant civilian population. I am skeptical of this claim. I seem to remember that there's just some tiny little village that needs to be evacuated. Now, I think we should evacuate them anyway. I am certainly not saying that we should just leave them to die just because it's only a small village. But I am contesting the label of significant for one dinky little village. Okay, it looks like our little squad of infantry is going to get wiped out by that attack buggy, which is making me wonder if my assertion was correct, that 4 light infantry would overcome one of these things. Yeah, I guess they probably would. Anyway, that scouting force got destroyed, so let's send down the Wolverines to continue scouting over that way. Here's blue Tiberium, which is basically equivalent to gems from Red Alert in that it's much more valuable than the basic resource of green Tiberium. One difference is blue Tiberium is explosive. So if something blows up on blue Tiberium, it can cause a chain reaction and just cause the entire blue Tiberium field to keep exploding, which can be very dangerous. Ooh, here's another really good track. I don't remember what this one's called. Unlike a lot of the Tiberian Dawn tracks, I don't know the names for most of these. I don't have them memorized. But I recognize them when I hear them, and this is a really good one. Very, very ominous and atmospheric. The atmosphere in this game is just incredible. Of all the Command & Conquer franchise, Tiberian Sun arguably has the best atmosphere. The haunting post-apocalyptic wasteland feel of it is truly just incredible. From the look of it to... and the soundtrack plays a big part in creating that atmosphere as well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and, now that I've got 2 refineries, I'm going to set up a couple of static defenses since I've pretty much abandoned my base to go scouting.
Construction complete.
Obviously we're going to need a little more power. So GDI first builds component towers, and then they basically build defenses to plug into the towers. So they all have the same base, but there's 3 different plugins that you can put onto the tower. Your Vulcan cannon, which is the anti-infantry, a SAM sight for anti-air, and then we'll get an RPG turret for anti-vehicle. And the RPG turret's pretty good against infantry too. The RPG turret is very strong. I believe its appearance is also bugged in the original Tiberian Sun. Its rotation is off by 90 degrees, so it fires out of its side instead of out of its front. That got fixed in Firestorm, but they never bothered to apply that fix for the original campaign for some reason. Right now, we don't need to worry about the fact that it looks goofy because we can only build the Vulcan turrets anyway. Alright, a Vulcan turret in each direction should keep our base safe on mission 2. I don't expect that we're going to get hit particularly hard. We could build a war factory. I think the only thing that would let us make is Wolverines. I question whether I want to spend 2,000 just to make Wolverines. Even though Wolverines... Actually, I'm going to want an engineer, aren't I? Because I think I saw a... Yeah, there's a destroyed bridge. Even though Wolverines aren't a bad unit, I don't think I'm going to drop 2k, so I can build just those and nothing else.
Unit ready.
Well, that was a weird sound. Oh, is that because I hit Alt? I hit Alt and then 1 to center the view on this control group. And apparently my operating system decided that it needed to chime in when I did that. How irritating. Alright, now let's build a big expeditionary force. I will try to find and destroy the SAM sites before launching the big attack on the enemy base. I'll try. I don't guarantee that I'll succeed. Alright, you guys are now group 2. Go ahead and cross the bridge and see what you can find. Nice waterfall here. They really did put an enormous amount of detail into these maps. I used to think that the overall look of Tiberian Sun is kind of ugly just because it's so incredibly bleak. There's almost no greenery anywhere, and it's all desert and then a few Arctic levels. But over time, I've come to appreciate the look of it more. Aha, here's the little civilian town I think we have to evacuate. There's another SAM site that needs destroyed, and there's one here as well. Should probably... Hopefully my light infantry can reach that. Okay, these guys are struggling. There's the enemy base. We see that there's a SAM site basically right on top of it. But hopefully these guys have the range to take it out. Okay, they do. Excellent. Really bringing in the money. When you're not building anything except light infantry, you can make absolute swarms of them. Oh, they're coming to put a stop to our shenanigans. Alright, there we go. Oh, this is yet another really good track here that I like a lot. Oh, okay. We destroyed that SAM site. Alright, our base is under attack, huh? By a single Nod buggy. As I said, we're not going to expect to get hit hard on mission 2. Alright, pull back, pull back. Don't let them draw us into their defenses. What are you guys doing? Oh, right, we still need to destroy that SAM site. I wonder if that's the last one. Good grief. Go help that guy. Looks like we can't build medics yet. If I could build them, I would, when I'm relying almost entirely on infantry. Ah. Okay, it said all SAM sites destroyed, so this little village should get evacuated, I imagine. This one is really, really convincing. Like, to me, this really looks like a little futuristic, dystopian civilian backwater. I really, really like it. Now, the mission designer could have maybe had more than 3 guys get evacuated. I understand that actually scripting an entire village of like a couple hundred people would be a little silly and unnecessary, but just 3? I mean, you could have at least made it like 10 or something, so it looks a little more convincing. Oh well. We'll just pretend there were more than 3 people there. Significant civilian population. 3 people. Anyway, we've done the GDI thing. We were the good guys. We evac'd the civvies before launching our attack. And now let's bring down this Nod base. Incidentally, as anybody who's watched more than one of my LPs knows, I actually really like rural living. I live out in the country and I really like it. So I'm not disparaging rural life with my remarks about these little towns. But these particular sort of dystopian prefab little villages aren't exactly real appealing, are they? It's not exactly idyllic or pastoral. Oh, that cyborg is still alive. There we go. Alright, now let's wipe out this Nod base. And let's try to remember to make a save once our victory is imminent. Alright, let's not all get squished by the harvester or anything, guys. Run! Run! Alright, it's still just harvesting. It's not trying to squash us. Oh, it got some of us. Just get out of the way! Unbelievable. The amount of punishment that thing takes. I maybe should have built an engineer and just captured it when it was in its refinery. Oh well, we got it eventually. As I said, things just feel super extra durable in this game. Kind of feels like they take more of a beating than they did in Tiberian Dawn and Red Alert. Alright, we're getting caught in fire, which is always bad for infantry. I'm not going to need to build anything else, so I'll make a couple silos just so I don't have to hear silos needed every 2 seconds. That'll do. Well, here's a Firestorm track. I guess they must have decided that the tracks in Tiberian Sun were a little bit too much on the low-key atmospheric side, because most of the tracks they added in Firestorm are very much more driving and active. Just kind of the opposite of how the original and expansion music went in Tiberian Dawn and Red Alert, where the original soundtracks were more driving and active. Oop, let's go ahead and make a save. The enemy sold off. And then the expansions added more atmospheric kind of music. Other way around for Tiberian Sun. Alright, so they sold off. Let's finish them off. What's left? Oh boy, is it that time. The hunt down the one remaining enemy on the map time. Oh, here he is. I see him. Get him, boys. Oh, apparently there's fighting going on somewhere else, too. Anyway, I just want to minimize the amount of time that I have to finish a mission, so I'll overwrite that save. Okay.
Base destroyed. Objective complete.
Inaccurate. I used 0 disc throwers. They're too splody. Alright, that's another victory for McNeil. Nod may be reunited under the revived Kane and rising up again, but that doesn't mean GDI is going to just take it. Alright, well that's going to do it for another episode. Next up, we're going to be back over to Nod for a couple of missions. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then.